Hi Rita, Greg, and Raj. This is Haritha, and my candidate number for CMA is 8006106, and I'm here to talk about Shell's value curve, why it's important, and what steps it can take in order to shift its strategy from operating in a red ocean to a blue ocean. So, just to give you a background, Shell is a multinational oil and gas company, and its vision is to become the most innovative and competitive energy company in the world. And currently, it's operating in the upstream and downstream business. The downstream side of the business is involved in refining the products and selling it to the end users, selling it to essentially the customers who will be using these products, whereas the upstream is concerned more with the exploration and the development of various oil and gas products. So having that said, when I analyzed Shell, what I realized is currently it's competing in what is known as a red ocean. So it's operating in a very stiff competitive environment. And after analyzing the various oil and gas companies out there, the good news is that Shell is amongst the top. It's actually at second place. But the bad news is that ExxonMobil continues to dominate the top spot for the most profitable oil and gas company, securing approximately $75 billion in profit over Shell's $31 billion profit. And in case you're wondering where I got these figures, it's included in the, I've included the website for it in the appendix of the report I have submitted. So in order to really understand why a company such as ExxonMobil has been able to achieve the number one spot and Shell always comes in the second place, I first started off by analyzing what are the critical success factors in the oil and gas industry. So the first thing that I found out, the first critical success factor, was enhanced performance management. So what this is this is an organization's ability to employ best practices to achieve efficiency, asset integrity, but more than ever, to achieve growth through the form of partnerships, alliances, acquisitions, and implementing innovative solutions. The second critical success factor is enterprise-wide risk. So what this is an organization's ability to implement risk management processes in order to identify and mitigate any major risks that threaten the organization's ability to operate. The third critical success factor is operational excellence. So this includes employing continuous improvement to target and reduce those activities that don't really add any value, and rather focus more on the value-added activities in order to improve the overall quality of the product. The fourth critical success factor is effective management of people. If we don't have the right people in place to lead our company, then that in turn is going to impact the company's ability to realizing its objectives and ultimately its vision. And finally, the fifth critical success factor is concerning adaptive business models. So this is the focus of searching for new energy sources to address the world's growing needs and the ability to create and realize emerging opportunities. So, when I looked at Shell's current value curve, the way I approached this is I compared Shell against ExxonMobil, because the way I figured, ExxonMobil is the number one company and Shell is really the second most profitable company. So what really is the difference between these two companies and why isn't Shell number one? So when I did that, here is what I found out for each critical success factors. So starting off with enhanced performance management. One of the main reasons why that ExxonMobil is able to secure such high profits is because of their ability to capture a significant market share, because as you know, in the past there was a huge horizontal merger between two companies, and that was Exxon and Mobil. And this was really this merger was really the main reason for fueling the company's growth. The second thing was managing enterprise-wide risk. Now, Shell's involvement in the politically volatile area of Nigeria has really posed a lot of security issues. and also its technique of flaring and burning gas from oil extracting sites as a way of dealing with unwanted byproducts has been considered extremely environmentally unfriendly by numerous people. And it's not like ExxonMobil is any better. Even ExxonMobil faces considerable risk when it's conducting its business outside of the US. When we look at operational excellence, this is really where ExxonMobil dominates over Shell. And the main reason why is because they're able to improve their efficiency in the supply chain and cut costs and really target those non-value added activities. And by doing so, they're able to produce high quality products for a very low operational cost, and they're able to attract customers that are willing to pay a premium price for these products. Shell has yet to achieve this excellence in its operational reliability, and at the moment it's incurring high operational costs, specifically in its exploration activities. When it comes to effective people management, this is where Shell is better than ExxonMobil. It has a very robust program in place to attract and retain top talent, and in fact has been voted the top oil and gas employer of choice amongst engineering students. And when we come to the final critical success factor, which is adaptive business model, we see that because of Shell's heavy focus on the production of oil and gas, this has really impacted its profits, specifically in the Q3 of 2012. And the main reason why, as you know, is it's been dominated by weak oil and gas prices. And also, with the economic downturn, there's less demand for fossil fuels as more people are opting to change driving habits in response to high fuel prices. So, in order to combat the decreasing demand for fossil fuels, Shell needs to invest more in research and development to find alternative sources of energy, and the same thing goes with ExxonMobil. It has not really explored and invested much in alternative sources of energy. So, in order for Shell to create uncontested market space, make competition irrelevant, and essentially pursue a blue ocean strategy, here are the following recommendations that it can pursue. The first thing it needs to do is it needs to tackle the risk associated with its risky operations in Nigeria. So this could potentially include not operating in a politically unstable environment, and also conduct more environmentally friendly operations to avoid any risk that threatens the organization's ability to operate against acceptable safety and environmental standards. Because as you know, any violation to this can really impact Shell's brand, which could be quite detrimental. The other thing Shell needs to do is it needs to employ Six Sigma tactics and lean principles in order to reduce those operational inefficiencies and boost its profit. And additionally, one of the ways that Shell can capture a significant market share is by securing more horizontal mergers and participating more in partnerships and alliances. Shell should continue to implement its human resource management approach. Currently, it's working well in attracting and retaining top talent who will ultimately aid the organization in securing its vision. And finally, Shell shouldn't just focus on oil and gas production, but it really needs to invest in alternative sources of energy, because in future there will be decreased demand in fossil fuels as there is increasing support for environmental stewardship. So when I say alternative sources of energy and environmental sources of energy, I mean things as biofuels, wind power, solar energy, geothermal energy, and so forth. And in order to see Shell's current value curve and new value curve, please see the attachment that I have included in the email. And thank you so much for your time, and I hope you enjoyed my presentation. Thanks.